Welcome to the first episode. Today I'm honored to have my first project on here, to be doing some custom stippling and a little modification to my brother's SIG M-17 module. It's a polymer module. It's one they come straight from the factory. My brother's taken out the barrel slide assembly, the trigger assembly, which is really cool with this gun, but all just kind of comes out, kind of piece by piece. So I'm going to be doing some custom stippling along here, changing out the grip stippling. There's also that little pad there, as well as one on the back. Like I said before, we're going to be doing kind of a custom skull print job for a memorial to a friend of ours, as well as cleaning it up, getting rid of that M, and kind of just making the gun look a little more clean, as well as a little more tactically grippy. For the project, I'm going to be using pretty simple things, just stuff you can pick up at the local hobby shop, just with the normal wood burner. Just got a couple of tips here. Be doing this for kind of the dragon scale stippling, the fine points, give you the definition for the little points that you need, that rounded edge one, and then these two kind of fine line sharp point ones, to give you definition and sort of fine lines and that sort of thing. And also be using a just a pair of pliers, a little handy multi-tool, and that's just more so I don't have to take time waiting for them to cool down completely and I don't end up burning my fingers. And then I usually just throw these into a bottle cap for a little bit. Alright, real quick, just want to say, make sure you're always careful using tools like this. Wood burner does get awfully hot. Clean up tools such as razors, that sort of thing. Want to make sure that you got some goggles or glasses. The smoke coming off of these can get pretty nasty. You don't want to get that smack in your eyes when you're trying to focus on details and stuff that you're doing on the grips. So yeah, just be careful with what you're doing and always be safe as possible. Okay, as far as the marks go, these marks, granted, aren't necessarily centered down the grip, but really because the grip flares out here, there's no kind of center to it. I mean, sure, for all those that are up there with their calculators, they can probably find the center based off of that, but I'm not that smart, nor do I have the time. So what I did was basically just kind of go off the center kind of mass of the grip going up, which ends up kind of coming up under the G on this side, and on this side it was under the S, so it kind of split it, which gives it sort of an off-center pattern, but based off of kind of like a woven sort of thing, kind of like a tartan pattern. This still sort of kind of works out with that slight offset. So I'm going to continue that pattern up, and then once I get to sort of the midway point between the S and the G, I'm going to go back to that sunburst pattern like I've got on this side. Now, as far as the sunburst pattern went on this side, just for what it's worth, I've seen about 3 different ways of doing it, but I chose to do it with a fine point. That one, I think it's one sharper than that, but I don't know where I put it. But anyways, so a fine point, and then you basically just start at the center point and then kind of work around the radius, and then do the same thing, and then you're almost digging into the same marks that you've already put in as you sort of flare out, and that gives you sort of that burst pattern, which is the sunburst pattern. So yeah, next part is onto this side of the grip, and yeah, and after that I will be working on this part. This is to reflect the sleeve tattoo that my brother has, similar to a piece that I did on my MP40 that matches my arm sleeve tattoo, just to kind of customize it to the owner. And then I'll be working on the back side of the skull for sort of a remembrance thing for a friend. And I know that looks pretty rough as it is, but between the etching, the Dremel, the razor blade and all that, I'll be able to clean that up, so it'll be a lot clearer than what it looks just marked out in a marker, and that M is going to go away as well. So yeah, on to the speed cam. Doo-doo-doo. thank you for coming along in this process with me. I want to thank my brother again for letting me use his SIG M-17. It's his actual sidearm that he carries every day, so I appreciate the time I've had with it. That's better. But anyways, this was a lot of fun. I get to learn a lot of little processes along the way. It's kind of one of the things about doing stippling. You don't have a lot of material to practice on, which can be kind of hard to come by. It's one of those processes, even like you guys saw in the video. What I originally had planned for the sides of these grips didn't really work out in my head once I had it on there. So, follow my advice. Definitely when you start on these things, go lightly. Don't dig in too deep. You can have some forgiveness with this material. Not a ton, but a little bit. So, just practice some things. Again, it helps watching videos like this to sort of watch it in the process, and then you can learn how to do it yourself. So hopefully if you're trying anything like this, my video helped you out, taught you some processes. Otherwise, hope it was just kind of fun to watch. Anyways, like I said before, my next project is going to be Mandalorian armor, Boba Fett-esque, if you will. But I've got this done. This was originally a Black Series Boba Fett prototype. So when I got this, it was completely all white plastic aside from the visor. And it's basically kind of the cosplay ready once you paint it, if you want to paint it. I've seen some that haven't, but actually the all white armor is really cool looking. So I chose kind of a Boba Fett. Obviously, I've taken my own spin on it, added pads on the inside, stuff like that. Because obviously, this dome didn't quite fit in what they had planned for people to cram their heads in this for. So I had to kind of make it custom myself, so I can show you the process of doing that if you want to go that route, as well as I've got a bunch of photos from the painting process. And then I will be starting on my own Beskar, and I've got my chest's armor coming soon. It's actually coming down from Canada. These actually came from Russia. This was crazy because I ordered them at the same time. The stuff from Russia got here a lot quicker. It's crazy. But yeah, anyways, so I hope you've liked the video thus far. It's been a lot of fun making them, and hopefully I can continue to do this. But to do that, I will need your help. I need you to hit that like and subscribe button. Keeps us going on these projects like this. And I will show you a bunch of things I've got coming up. I've got this, I've got the shoulder armor, I've got the whole entire chest armor. Going to be putting electronics into it, then painting, putting it on a suit, and then building the rest of the suit up from there. As well as a couple little kind of fun nerdy projects that I started on during COVID times when we had nothing better to do. Some homemade projects for the wizardy people out there in the world. So I can show you some sort of easy how-tos to make some fun little home projects and stuff. But anyways, aside from that, hope everyone is safe, happy, and well out there. And please come back soon, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys later.